Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tare, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2801, and that one is Look Away by Chicago. This was released in 1988 and it went to number one. It was just one of three number ones by Chicago, their last one, and it was featured on their album entitled Chicago 19. They had a they were known for numbering all their albums. I think all their albums except for maybe one or two were numbered in order of when they came out. I think they got up to like 33 or something. They're still playing, by the way. Here's a picture of them, a recent picture of them. I actually saw them in concert twice. I saw them in Chicago live at the Taste of Chicago every 4th of July. They have a 10-day festival in Grant Park called the Taste of Chicago. And one of the perks is they have free concerts. So I got to see them play there in 1986, I think. And then I also saw them again just a couple of years ago. Friend of mine met some crazy guy who put us up at the hotel he was staying at, and Chicago just happened to be playing there. We didn't sit at the stadium, but we heard them from the hotel. So I got to at least hear them live twice, and I didn't have to pay either time, which was pretty nice. And they are a really great band. They had just dozens of really great songs, I think. They were known for their brass section. I think they still are. They've had many membership changes, but they had many hits, and I'm just going to go through their top 10 hits. Interesting fact about them is they started out with the most consecutive top 10 songs that didn't go to number one. They had a total of 10 top 10 hits, none of which went to number one. Finally, they broke that streak in 1976 with the first number one, which is If You Leave Me Now. But anyway, let me just go through their hits. So 1970, that's when they had their first few hits. Their first one was called Make Me Smile. That went to number nine. And then they had 25 or 6 to 4, which went to number 4. And then they had Doesn't Anybody Really Know What Time It Is, which went to number 7. Following year 71, they had a two-sided hit, Beginnings and Color My World, which went to number 7. In 72, they had Saturday in the Park, which went to number 3. In 73, they had Feeling Stronger Every Day, which went to number 10. Just You and Me, which went to number 4. 74, they had I've Been Searching So Long, which went to number 9. And Call on Me, which went to number 6. 75, they had Old Days, which went to number 5. And then in 76, like I mentioned, they had their first number one, If You Leave Me Now. Following year 77, they had Baby What a Big Surprise, which went to number 4. And then they had kind of a hiatus for a few years. Their next top 10 wasn't until 1982. That was another number one called Hard to Say I'm Sorry. And then in 84, they had Hard Habit to Break, which went to number 3. You're the Inspiration, which also went to number 3. And then in 86, they had Will You Save Your Love for Me, which went to number 3. 88, they had I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love, which also went to number 3. And Look Away, the one I'm featuring today, which was their third number one. And their last top 10 hit came out in 1989. It was called What Kind of Man Would I Be? And that one went to number 5. So very prolific band, and I think a really great band. I like just about all their songs. And I guess the reason I ranked Look Away so low on my list, I mean, it's an okay song, but I don't really think it's one of Chicago's best. I think their best music was their early music. I really like their music from the 70s. I don't think they were quite as good in the 80s. I don't know why. But anyway, it's an okay song. Like I said, it's a song about heartbreak, and there was a video they made about the song, and you can see that he's very heartbroken because his ex-girlfriend found a new lover. He's trying to tell her he's happy for her, but if you see me, look away because I really don't want to look at you. It's too painful. So that's pretty much what the song's about. But anyway, it's a good song, and I think Chicago is a great group. And I've got a total of 19 songs by Chicago on my list. I think I've already featured one other one before this one, but I've still got 17 more to go. So you'll see a lot more Chicago songs on my list, and you'll hear me feature them. Anyway, that's my profile on Look Away by Chicago. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. You guys are the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye.